Hello. I hope you and yours are safe and healthy. I look forward to seeing you Sunday for Rally Day, the kickoff of the program year when we regather after our summer travels. Remember the new children's Christian education format that I announced last week, namely that children will join the 10:30 procession into worship and proceed straight to their classroom, where they will have class until they return at the peace for communion. Remember also that adult education will remain at 9:30. Our new nursery caregiver, Sheena Jones, will be here to supervise children during that hour and to care for the youngest ones during 10:30 worship. Following the service, please stay for a delicious hot dog lunch, outside weather permitting, and activities for the kids. We all want to do our best for the kids. Like all parents, Ellen and I have tried to give our children the good life. And we aren't what I consider raging materialists, but we fell into traps we should have known to avoid. Their first couple of Christmases, we bought Sally and Charlie some pretty expensive toys. Couldn't wait for them to rush into the room and beam with delight at getting their heart's desires. Well, you can guess what happened, right? After an initial blush of interest in these hot toys, they spent most of the time playing hide and seek inside the large cardboard boxes in which these treasures had come. And I should have learned lessons about the good life too. Too often I've convinced myself that the good life was something that a clever pro could market and a motivated consumer could buy. When Jesus announced to the crowd that he would build his church upon Peter and give to Peter the keys to God's realm, Peter must have felt that he had jumped into the good life with both feet. He must have been proud enough to burst. Finally, his payoff for leaving his livelihood and following Jesus was coming, as Jesus rewards him with his own set of keys. At last, the good life. Well, the moment is short-lived, right? In last Sunday's gospel, Peter's brief taste of the good life seemingly turned bitter. When he told Jesus that he must not suffer and die, Jesus barked back at him, "Get behind me, Satan. You're a scandal, a stumbling block to me, for you've set your mind not on divine things, but on human things." And it gets worse. Jesus goes on to say, "You want these keys? Then deny yourself, take up your cross and follow me. Those interested in saving their lives will lose them, and those willing to lose their lives for my sake will find them." Peter and the disciples are ready for a taste of what everyone else knows to be the good life. But Jesus gives them a lecture in God's version of the good life. As theologian Tom Long says so well, a life that is spent soothing the pain of the sick, caring for children in need, hammering nails in houses for those without shelter, sharing bread with the hungry, visiting those in prison, and denying oneself may seem like a squandered life in the economy of a self-centered age, but in the storehouse of heaven, it is a lavish treasure. I want my kids to have the good life. I want all our children and youth here at Trinity to have the good life too. Yes, I want them to be happy, but more than that, I want them to be good. I want them to follow Jesus. In Matthew, Jesus seems to say that the good life is found where you wouldn't at first glance expect to find it. You don't find happiness by looking for it. No, happiness, and I mean the deepest happiness, deep joy, comes by following in Jesus' path and by signing wholeheartedly onto God's plan, by giving extravagantly to the least or to those in need when reason tells us to hold back for rainy days, by living for others, especially the least, the lost and the forgotten, when society tells us to live for ourselves and to pile pleasure upon pleasure, by embracing our own and the world's suffering, when common sense says to dodge pain at all costs, by living each day with a sense of thanksgiving for the richness of our blessed lives, when the word on the street is that you and I need more and more and more. No matter what any of us does in the world, I know that if our only goal in life is to get our needs met or to get the glory for ourselves, that we'll miss out on the life God intends for us. The purpose of human life has always been about being a part of that which is larger and more enduring than ourselves. That's what makes the good life. So are you looking for the good life? Inasmuch as you and I are ready to get behind Jesus and follow where he leads, well, it might just be closer than you think. So let's follow and experience that good life together. See you Sunday.